next article is about the REM pod, what you make out of this. So this is a door alarm. I will put the proper name on and maybe a link where you can get this from. Amazon and eBay, and you can buy them for about £12. Also, you'll need to buy these from Bargains. These are £1.99. The only reason you have to say to buy these is that you can unscrew the aerials and use the aerials, what I will explain later. Right, let me undo this. I'm going to do two versions of this REM pod. One where you use a soldering iron and one when you don't. And I'm going to explain which one you'd use for where. So basically, that would go on your door angle, and when someone tries to open your door, that will alarm. This is very, very, very loud. That's why I'm going to do two versions of a REM pod with this. Don't worry, I've not got a ghost in my house. That is just the garage door opening because it's not been closed. Right, the next view you're going to see is from my camcorder. So yeah, and you'll just see my hand, and I'm going to be working on this and showing you step by step how to make it. What I mean, so when you've got this hoop here, it should be already in. It would be going through this hole here. You would cut that in half, and depending what one you are doing. If you're doing the one with the soldering iron, you'd only need a bit of wire showing. What I mean by that is cutting away the casing of the wire and leaving the bare wire with some wire clippers. That's what I'm doing now. It can be quite awkward sometimes for when so yeah, you put in the plastic off the wire to leave the bare wire. There we go. Unfortunately, it didn't record, so I'm have to redo it again. Nice and easy. So then you are left with your two wires out. And what you're going to have to do is just get the two wires together and twist them like so, making the circuit again. When you've done that, you thread it through the aerial. If you're soldering it, you can solder it on. If you're not soldering, you'd have to make a hoop at the bottom of the aerial of the hoop, put the two bits together onto the wire, so it's like that, and then twist so it's nice and tight to the aerial, so you land it up like that on the aerial. But if you're soldering it, you can do that as well if you're soldering. And then the rest of the video I've recorded, so hopefully it will all make sense. Onto the wire, thread it back on itself, so it's like that on. Zoom in a bit more. So it is through the hole and connecting. And what you're going to do as well is just put a bit of black tape on to make it connect. As long as they're connecting onto this wire, it will work. That's why I'm saying you do not need a soldering iron to actually make this REM pod at all. So put this reasonably tight. I'm just going to do a rough job because I am actually going to use a soldering iron for this. Okay, so that's on. As you can see, it is on now. Make sure you put your 9-volt battery in the right way. If you put it in the wrong way, it will fry the board. And I have done that before, and it stinks. That was really the wrong way, so that's the right way. Clipped it in. This is going to be very loud, guys. See, there is your REM pod already. That's how easy it is with this. But I find this is really, really loud and very ear-piercingly loud. To stop it from being piercingly loud, we put an LED in where the, let me twist it off, in here to make it quieter. So let me unwrap this because I am going to solder it. That's it. Oh, my battery's come out. That's good. So if you was going to use a REM pod like that and not solder it or put the LED light in to make it quieter, you would use these in another room where you was not investigating, but then it would alarm and deafen you. So yeah, you could use this one, but like I say, in a different room. But of course you want one what is not going to be in a different room and you can work with. So right, what we need to do is the wires going to the speaker, we are going to not clip them, but we're going to take back the rubber showing the actual wire underneath. You need it pretty much the same area on both, okay? It can be very, very fiddly and very time consuming, but it is achievable. I've really done these ones. I've just got to make it a bit more. It's just a case of trying to get the wire to show just enough so you can put the LED onto it without breaking the wire. Oh, I broke the wire. It's not a problem. I can solder it back together. I've got a soldering machine. Not I wanted to do that, but hey, see if we can do a better job with this one. Anyway, you get the hint. Right, so you do have to drill a hole here and here for your LED light, okay? I always line it up in between here or here to put your LED light, okay? I don't drill, okay? What I use is an old soldering iron because this is the perfect size for your LED, okay? And I have LED holders what I can show you, and when they fit in it finishes the job nicely. So this is the way I make my holes, is through this, okay? I'm going to cut off and do this because I do it in the garage because it smells, and I will be back. It doesn't have to be neat. I don't want to do mine neat. That one's coming off, to be fair. Right, let me try and put a bit more on. So I'm just cutting it with my wire cutters. Like I say, it really doesn't have to be neat. No one's going to see inside your little box when it's all fastened up. So that is on. So I'm just going to wrap it around like so. I'm going to squeeze them together now because they're not going to touch, and make sure my, and now I'm just going to shove that into my LED holder as best as I can. Sometimes it's easier to get a screwdriver and push it in. It can be quite fiddly. Especially because I've not spreaded my legs on the holder. On the holder, just inside, there's some little brackets. I can show you one of these. So on here, look, you have little brackets what spread legs out. So I've not done that. Maybe I can just do it now. Let me just see if I can get a flat driver to do that with. It's easy to do with a flat driver. It's not in there. I leave my tools everywhere, guys. I'm my own worst nightmare. Oh, there's one out. That's actually give it a bit more leeway to push your LED in. There we go. So that's gone through, look. So now we have the perfect LED gone through. Okay, and they're not touching at all. So that is perfect. And what you do as well, just get a bit of glue around here as well. Make sure it's working before you put your glue in, because sometimes if it's gone loose, it won't work. Okay, so always check before you glue it in. I've done it many times. I've glued it in and it's like, it's not bloody working. Why? Right, so now onto our aerial. I think I should have maybe aerial's going to sit in there and I want to glue it in. So I'm going to solder this on now. I'm just going to bend it over like so. As you can see, hope you can see. I'm going to get some solder. I only use a thin soldering wire. I hope that's picking it up. If not, I will type it in the description. My soldering iron only cost me £9. You don't need to buy dear. And all you're doing is just splashing a bit of soldering on to hold the wires together. You don't have to be neat for this either. Turn it over. A bit fiddly, but like I say, you don't have to be a super clever solderer. It doesn't matter. As long as you've got it soldered on, that's all matters. It doesn't matter if it's not neat, because no one's going to see in there. So when you've done your soldering, pop your battery in just to make sure that it is working still. So it's working. LED's working. Perfect. Oh, that was hot. Just be careful because it does get really hot. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is just fold it back on itself, maybe. Maybe I should have cut it down. I'm going to cut off for a minute because I think I'm going to cut my wire down so that it will just sit in perfectly instead of trying to fit all this in. It depends where you're going to put your aerial. I'm going to put mine aerial there where there was a hole already. I just made the hole bigger. When you have done it with a soldering iron, it can get a bit messy, but it comes off pretty easy. All you have to do is get the clippers around it and it soon comes neat. There you go, look, it just comes off so easy. There we go. I'm hoping to put the LED holder in here as well to finish it off a little bit better so it's nicer. Right guys, that is how easy it is to make the REM pod. Okay, so you can do it without the soldering iron and with. I have showed you both in the video. The switch is on the side. Switch it on, air it up, and there you go, sorted. All I've got to do is clean the glue off the top. I've not done that yet, but that's pretty much it. I always recommend to hold the top of your aerial to bring it down because it is just holding on with super glue. going on to my bloody camcorder lens, I tell you. So yeah, that is it, and that will be in Haunted Magazine next. I thought I'd do a video as well as the demonstration and the write-up how to do it in the magazine, because sometimes it's easier to see it being built than reading about it. Okay guys, so please like, share and get the magazine.